Same lineup as we had in Xiamen, plus the addition of Kishane Thompson, who's starting his outdoor season here in China. Rohan Watson from Jamaica goes in lane 1, 5th at the World Indoors in Nanjing, in lane 1 for the 2nd week running. Emmanuel Isemi from Cameroon, the African number 2, goes in lane 2. Letsile Tebogo was disappointed maybe with 10-2 last weekend, but he is still building speed and sharpness after the 400 meters in the first few events of this year, building his endurance. He's still working on speed. Now, Kishane Thompson, Olympic silver medalist in Paris, of course, in the closest Olympic final in history. 5 thousandths of a second. He doesn't race very often. The fact that he's made the long trip suggests to me that he fancies his chances, and he'll have to be in form against the man in form, Akani Simbine. 2 out of 2 outdoors so far. Brilliant in Xiamen last weekend. His acceleration in the final 30 was very impressive. Coleman, Christian Coleman, the indoor specialist, of course, over 60 meters, got a great start last weekend, but couldn't quite finish it and ended up in 4th place. He's in lane 6. Ferdinand Omanyala, also a great starter, powerful, the reigning African champion. 2nd behind Simbine last weekend. What can he do here in Cachao? Jeremiah Azu, European world indoor champion, very relaxed, hitting all the right notes at the moment, enjoying his athletics, back with his original former coach, Helen James. And Xie Junye gets a great reception from the crowd for China in lane 9, 3 times a 4th placer at the world indoors. But the question is, Kishane Thompson, having made that long journey, what sort of shape is he in? Well, the early signs are good. There he is, right of picture. Ran 6:48 into a headwind outdoors, and then 6:56 indoors over 60 meters. So the omens are good. He's got a fantastic start and a great finish as well. So the big names: Tebogo in 3, Botswana; Kishane Thompson in 4, Simbine in the red, the man in form here in 5, Coleman in 6, Omanyala 7, Azu in lane 8. Men's 100 meters. Great start from Simbine, also going well is Tebogo. He's made a good running as well. Azu's got a little bit of work to do. Thompson coming through, Simbine tracking him all the way. Who's going to get there? Oh, I think it's Simbine on the line, on the dip. The 2 share a moment. They both full clear. Thompson was ahead with, what, 5-10 meters to go, just. But did Simbine come back to just get him on the line? Yes, he did. 9:98. It's 3 from 3 outdoors for Simbine. And surely now we have to say he is the man to beat in 2025 so far. He's put together a brilliant sequence. Thompson, in his first race, stole a march, but was pipped on the line. And Tebogo, with an improved performance from last week. We talked about his sharpness and speed getting better and better. There's the top 3: Simbine, Thompson and Tebogo.
Great start from all 3 of those men that ended up in the eventual 3. Tebogo, that was much, much better than we saw in Xiamen last week. Now, at this point, Thompson, he just tightened up for me. He just forced it ever so slightly. And Simbine just stayed relaxed. Look at the South African here. He is straining. He's working hard. But he's... See, look at this front-on picture here. Thompson just rocking and rolling side to side. Simbine almost focusing all that desire straight forward, and he just gets there ahead of Thompson. And Tebogo, for me, it was a bit of a wry smile at some point over that finish line we saw in one of the shots, and just saying, all right, or that's more like it. That felt good. So great to see Tebogo so close to 10 seconds. Yeah, 10.2 becomes 10.03. That is improvement. There was no sense of panic from Tebogo in the press conference yesterday. Long season ahead. You'll hear us and the athletes say that time and time again. Let's look at it again, though. This is a high-quality field, no doubt about it. We've got Azu there, 2nd left from picture, who faded a little bit. But Thompson, an absolute class act at this stage. He thinks he's got it, but you're right. He starts to tighten up, and look at how relaxed, relatively, Simbine is.
The 2025 Diamond League has kept sprint enthusiasts on the edge of their seats. and the men's 100-meter clash in China perfectly captured the drama of the season. The lineup promised fireworks, Olympic medalists, continental champions, and emerging names ready to seize the spotlight. At the heart of it all were South Africa's Akani Simbine and Jamaica's Kishane Thompson. For Thompson, this was more than just another meet. The Olympic silver medalist from Paris, remembered for one of the tightest finals in history, was making his outdoor season debut. A sprinter notorious for competing sparingly, his trip to China carried weight, it signaled intent. Training indicators pointed to sharp form, with a 6.48 clocking outdoors into a headwind and a 6.56 indoors over 60 m, and anticipation around his appearance was electric. Sharing the track with him in lane 5 was Simbine, a man whose 2025 campaign had been nothing short of outstanding. Already with back-to-back victories, including a commanding 9.90 in Botswana, the South African entered China as the sprinter to beat. Poised and polished, he radiated the confidence of an athlete at the peak of his craft. From the gun, Simbine exploded forward, nailing his start and seizing control. Thompson, though, stayed patient, working his way into stride and edging ahead in the closing stages. For a brief instant, the Jamaican looked set to snatch the win. But as the line approached, Simbine summoned one final push, dipping at precisely the right moment to reclaim the advantage. The verdict was razor-thin. Simbine stopped the clock at 9.98, edging Thompson's 9.99 by a mere hundredth of a second. Botswana's Letsile Tebogo, steadily regaining form, claimed third with 10.03. Replays highlighted the decisive factor, technique under pressure. Thompson, though powerful, tightened visibly in the dying strides, his form wavering. Simbine, in contrast, stayed fluid and aligned, slicing through the finish with a veteran's composure. His discipline in execution delivered the marginal edge. Christian Coleman, once again lightning quick from the blocks but fading late, managed fifth in 10.13. Jeremiah Azu, Ferdinand Omanyala, and Rohan Watson completed the final, though none could challenge the duel at the front. With 3 consecutive wins and sub-10 performances to his name, Simbine has positioned himself as the benchmark sprinter of 2025. Yet Thompson's message was equally clear. He is fit, dangerous, and with more race sharpness, he could flip the script in upcoming battles. As the Diamond League unfolds, the simmering rivalry between Simbine and Thompson promises to elevate the season further. Sprinting fans know one thing for certain: the most thrilling chapters are still ahead.